vacations, out of town, maintaining continuity of service. As we move into one of the most practical and real-world sections of this course, we now focus on how offers are handled in day-to-day operations, especially when agents are unavailable. Real estate does not stop when an agent goes on vacation, and neither do the broker's responsibilities under AAC R428-1103. Brokers must have clear policies requiring agents to notify the broker when unavailable, assign a backup agent or team member, ensure access to transaction files, maintain communication with clients. Example, an agent leaves town without assigning coverage. An offer is received and expires before the seller responds. This may result in a lost opportunity and potential complaint. In 2026, availability planning is part of professional responsibility, not just personal convenience. Voluntary office romances, professional boundaries, and risk management. While not often discussed in traditional real estate training, office relationships can create conflicts of interest, favoritism concerns, and potential harassment claims. Brokers should establish policies that require disclosure of relationships when appropriate, maintain professionalism in the workplace, prevent conflicts of interest in transactions or supervision. Example, two agents in a relationship work on the same transaction and prioritize personal interests over client needs. This may create ethical and legal concerns. A professional brokerage culture protects both individuals and the company. Multiple offers, managing high-stakes negotiations. Multiple offer situations are common in competitive markets and require careful handling to ensure fairness, transparency, and compliance. Under AAC R428-1101, agents must deal fairly with all parties and avoid misrepresentation. Brokers should implement policies that address presentation of all offers, seller instructions on how offers are handled, avoiding disclosure of confidential information, documentation of all communications. Example, an agent tells one buyer that their offer is the highest when it is not. This is a misrepresentation and may lead to disciplinary action under ARS paragraph 32-2153. In 2026, clear documentation and communication are critical in multiple offer scenarios. Rejected offers, documentation and communication. Even when an offer is rejected, it must still be handled with care and documented properly. Best practices include documenting all offers received, providing written confirmation of rejection when appropriate, maintaining records in the transaction file. Example, a seller verbally rejects an offer, but no documentation is retained. Later, a dispute arises regarding whether the offer was properly presented. Proper documentation protects both the agent and the broker. Privacy policy, data security, protecting client information in a digital world. In today's technology-driven environment, protecting client information is more important than ever. Brokers must implement policies to safeguard sensitive data, including financial information, identification, and transaction details. This includes compliance with AAC R428-1101, reasonable care and professionalism, federal and state data privacy expectations, brokerage-specific cybersecurity policies. Example, an agent sends sensitive client information through an unsecured email. If the data is compromised, the brokerage may face liability. In 2026, data security is no longer optional, it is a core compliance requirement. Sales financing alternatives, expanding knowledge. While staying within scope, agents often encounter alternative financing options such as seller carrybacks, lease options, or creative financing structures. While these can be beneficial, they also carry additional risk. Agents must clearly explain basic concepts, avoid providing legal or tax advice, recommend consultation with qualified professionals. Example, an agent advises a client on structuring a seller carryback without understanding the legal implications. This may result in liability for unauthorized practice of law. Under AAC R428-1101, agents must exercise reasonable care and stay within their scope of expertise. Special programs, navigating unique transaction opportunities. Special programs, such as down payment assistance, government-backed loans, or incentive programs, can provide valuable opportunities for clients. However, they must be presented accurately and without misrepresentation. Example, an agent advertises a program as guaranteed approval when qualification requirements still apply. This may be considered misleading advertising under AAC R428-502. Brokers should ensure that all marketing and communication regarding special programs is accurate and compliant. Social media, the new front line of compliance. Social media has become one of the most powerful marketing tools in real estate, but it is also one of the most regulated. Under AAC R4-28502, all advertising, including social media, must clearly identify the brokerage, be truthful and not misleading, be retained as part of brokerage records. Example: an agent posts a property on social media without including the brokerage name. This may result in a violation of advertising rules. In 2026, every post, story, and video is considered advertising and must meet compliance standards. Section Review, bringing offers and communication into compliance focus. This section highlights how everyday activities, handling offers, communicating with clients, and marketing properties are all governed by clear rules and expectations. We now see how everything connects. Availability impacts transaction success. Professional boundaries protect the workplace. Offer handling requires fairness and documentation. Data security protects clients and the brokerage. Financing knowledge must stay within scope. Marketing must always be compliant. A broker's role is to ensure that these daily activities are performed consistently and professionally across the entire brokerage. Online discussion. Why is it important to have a plan when an agent is out of town? Answer: because transactions continue, and without proper coverage, opportunities may be lost and compliance risks increase. What is the biggest risk in multiple offer situations? Answer: misrepresentation or failure to treat all parties fairly, which can lead to disciplinary action. Why is social media considered a high-risk area for compliance? Answer: because it is advertising, and any misleading or incomplete information can result in violations.